Hello everybody, Mannix here. Got another tabletop knife review for you right here, right now. Feel free to subscribe, hit that little bell notification if you do not want to miss weekly knife, gear, EDC, flashlight, lighter, gun, ammunition videos. And feel free to support me on Patreon. Every penny counts. Thank you so much, link in the description. Let's get right into this. This is going to be on a neck knife. It's very rare I do reviews on these because I normally don't carry neck knives and I normally don't carry fixed blades. But occasionally I like to dabble. And this is one that piqued my interest. It's the CRKT Minimalist Katana. Cool. So there's a whole bunch of different shapes that they sell with the CRKT Minimalist. We have the clip, the Persian, the Tanto, Wharncliffe, Cleaver. I like pretty much all of them, but I picked this one because I think currently this is their longest, if not one of their two longest blades. Probably the longest one is this one right here. When it comes to fixed blades, I like to milk them for all they're worth as far as the handle and blade length ratio goes. Because with a folding knife, obviously you have a really long blade, you need a very long handle to accommodate the blade. However, with a fixed blade, pretty much anything goes. They can make the blade and handle any size they want for whatever reason. So I like this one. The blade is considerably longer than the handle. Let's get the specs out of the way real quick. The blade length is 3.36 inches. Handle is 3.07 inches. Overall length, 6.63 inches. They're saying it weighs 2.4 ounces. Let's find out if that's true with my scale right here. We are at 2.31 ounces. Huh, look at that. They weren't kidding. Well, actually, no, 2.4 ounces is what they're saying, but my scale is saying 2.31. And then just for craps and giggles, let's try this sheath right here. I don't know if I can do this very accurately because the cable, I think I got it, 0.86 ounces. They were saying that the sheath is 1.3 ounces. Mine's not saying 0.85, and let's just attach this loop right here. 1.23 including that. So that's probably what they were talking about. I know that's kind of a messy example right there, but they were saying 1.3, so it's, yeah, I guess there, if you're also including the belt loop. 8CR13 MOV blade steel bead blasted finish. It is full tang, as you can see right there. The handle scales, they say, is a resin-infused fiber, something like that. It's kind of like micarta. I don't know if this is micarta, but it sounds like it's something similar to that, just the way it's layered up, almost like G10 in a way. It's a resin-infused something or other synthetic material. Basically, it's very strong. If anything, it's going to be a little bit more strong and dense than FRN, GRN, GFN, Zytel, Zyx, whatever you want to call that, the glass and plastic mixed together material that we're probably very used to in a lot of different knives. If anything, it's a little bit stronger than that and a little bit more dense. It almost has a grip to it. Almost. Very, very mild. It's not super slick or anything, but so some decent side traction there, but it doesn't really matter because we have these massive, massive finger choils. We can really lock our fingers in there. Super comfortable. Looks like it was molded to fit my large size hands for glove reference right there. Extremely, extremely comfortable. One of the most comfortable grips ever. And again, because it's a fixed blade, it looks like they took full advantage of what they could do with that handle right there. With folding knives, they're a lot more limited to what you can do in order for the blade to accommodate the handle. But with this, they just full on went all in with it. And I really like that. It's very, very comfortable for these three fingers. No way in hell it's going to get knocked out of my hand. It looks like, again, I grabbed a piece of clay or something, clenched down, and then that's what appeared. So it's very comfortable, very, very secure. A little bit of jimping on the spine right here, and that's actually very functional if you want to use that for a little bit more precision, a little bit more control. If you don't really care, it doesn't really matter that much though, because again, it's a very, very solid knife as far as its handle is concerned. Very simple too. Very simple design. I like the handle scales. The kind of green and black layering on there is interesting. That's just how they layer up whatever this handle material is. There are some inconsistencies. I've seen one with slightly different color patterns on them. So it's a little bit messy. It's kind of crude, but I don't mind the way it looks either. It's got that kind of forest look to it, the green and the black. So I think it's beautiful in its own right. Not that it matters too much because it's a pretty cheap knife. Retails at $44.99, but all day long you can get these from $30 to $35 depending on where you go. Totally worth it. It would be nice if it was a little bit cheaper, but it is what it is. So the handle is an A+. It comes with this little lanyard right here. Very thin cord right there. You have a little slit cut out in both handle scales, as well as what I would assume is the blade in there. I can't see it, but I'm 99% sure there's a hole in there it's wrapping around. What else would they do? So that kind of makes up for the lack of grip for your pinky. Kind of like that, but you could take it off if you want, or you could put on a sexier lanyard if you wanted. But regardless, it does aid in that aspect. I love this blade shape because it kind of reminds me of the Tanto It's almost a tanto because it's almost like we have two separate grinds right here. We don't. It's one grind and then it looks like they added an extra grind right here. So it's a little bit more thin than right here. It's very interesting. But basically because it's thinner right here, there's going to be less resistance for a regular cutting task. And around the tip area, or the area towards the tip, is going to be a little bit stronger because we have a thicker steel. So that's very, very interesting. But aesthetically, it's very cool. It kind of has a katana look to it, hence the katana name. They call it a trailing point. So it's very, very functional, actually. Even if it might weird you out when you first look at this, you might wonder what the hell's going on there. But it's actually a very simple, very, very functional blade shape. Very good for piercing. Decently strong for piercing. It's not as weak as most clip points, but it won't pierce as well as most clip points. It's very versatile. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. So I love the blade shape. And again, I love its length. Very, very long blade. But again, it is a neck knife. That's another thing to consider. Some people might want a very, very stubby blade for a neck knife. To each their own. I like this extra long blade with the small handle. It's a really nice combination. It's very comfortable. Don't mind the way it looks. It's pretty good looking. 8 CR13 MOV. Not the best steel ever, but for neck knives, I don't see them as constant day in and day out use blades. They're usually just emergency defensive blades, or perhaps a knife you'd give to your buddy or something if you had your folder on you and you wanted some backup or something. So if you're a neck knife guy, it's a great one to have. It's very simple. It's very affordable. Overall, it's just a great choice. And you can pick your poison. Go through all the different CRKT Minimalist blade shapes. You'll probably find one you like. I just like this one the most, not only for its looks, but also its length. Last thing we get out of the way here is the sheath it comes with. It is what they call a thermoplastic. It is strong enough. I've never heard of any of these breaking or cracking. Personally, I've never had that issue. I do like the shape of it. You can pop it off with your thumb. You just need a little bit of something to grip onto it. It's a neck knife. This is the cord it comes with. Looks like a little paracord with a drawstring on it, so you can adjust the tension on that. Not the most fancy or anything, but it is what it is. Again, that's just this lanyard, this cable right here, this cord, and then this, I don't know why I called it a cable, and this sheath right here is what it comes with, as well as a belt loop, which you alternatively can attach to any of one of these rings right here. And again, you can use these rings if you attach your own chain or your own cord or whatever you wanted to use instead of the default one it comes with. It's a lot of versatility right here. Here is the belt loop it comes with. All of these minimalists should come with this as far as I understand. It's just the same material as the sheath. We have two Phillips heads on one side and then two pins, I guess you could say, that it screws into. You can attach it any way you want on any two of the holes on either side if you want to use it as a belt loop. So there's a lot of versatility right here. You can use it as a belt knife, a neck knife, like the sheath it comes with, like how it comes with that. It comes with a lot of gadgets, bells and whistles, things you may or may not need. A very, very positive snap. As long as this is on your neck and it's bracing it there, you can yank it out just like that. So it's the perfect tension, I think. Very positive snap on here. For neck knife, I would call it like maybe medium, larger size. There's stubbier ones, again, that they sell, but this is closer to the Cold Steel Mini Tack series as far as its length is concerned. I haven't carried this one with the belt loop, but I had a Tanto Minimalist a long time ago, maybe 9-10 years ago, and I did carry it that way, and it carried just fine. This one probably be a little bit more cumbersome just because it's a little longer, but it's still not a very, it's still a very, very short fixed blade. But for a neck knife, it's pretty long, actually, as far as its blade is concerned. So very lightweight, very simple, very versatile. Really, you can lock your hand in there. The sheath is excellent. Comes with a belt loop. For the price, you really can't go wrong with this. There's a lot of versatility as far as its variety and what kind of blade shapes they have. So I'm sure you'll find one that you like. If you really want just a cheap, functional neck knife, you cannot go wrong with the Minimalist. Thanks so much for watching.